What is up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and today this video is still about the M1 Mac Mini, but I thought I would get outside and get some sunshine. Too many YouTube review videos are stuck in a lit room with RGB lighting. Well, let's get some proper vitamin D on this pale ass skin and talk about the M1 Mac Mini 1 month on. 6 months since the M1 chip came out, but 1 month since I've been using it. Let's go. So, it's been a month. The M1 Mac Mini blew my mind, as it did many other people, blew their mind. The power, performance, efficiency, everything about it. And all of that is still true 6 months down the line for M1's lifespan and 1 month for my use case. Couple of small points though. The M1 chip is phenomenal, however, I may have, maybe, made a mistake with the 8GB Mac Mini version. I watched a lot of reviews before purchasing that said that the 8GB would be absolutely fine if I was only intending on keeping it for a year or two. Within the first month of using it, I have had 3 or 4 separate issues, all around video editing. I'll come to that in a second. As far as what I use the M1 Mac Mini for, I use it for productivity, work, media consumption, general goofing around. So day to day I use Office 365 products, Canva, Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, and sometimes e-learning creation tools like Articulate or Captivate. It absolutely flies through them. Even the non-native or optimized apps that Adobe use, so through Rosetta, work absolutely perfectly. So yeah, that works, great. I have the M1 Mac Mini, so battery life doesn't come into efficiency, that doesn't really matter. However, I do know that people close to me, you're using the MacBook Air for example, and the battery life is stupendous. I don't think they would believe you if you told them that actually 3 or 4 hours is all you're going to get out of a MacBook or a MacBook Air in the past. So the fact that they're getting like 14 to 18 hours is, again, mind-blowing. Anyway, back to the issues I talked about. So it's video editing, and I'm not using a Resolve or Premiere. I am using Apple's own Final Cut Pro X or 10. The issues have been on maybe 25% of the videos. So I think I've made 12 videos in the last month, 3 of which had issues. The issues are when I've uploaded all the content into the Final Cut Pro library and I drag it down to the timeline, sometimes when I hit the space bar to play and pause, the video is already rendered super quick, like 3 times faster than real time. It does render super quick, but for some reason the audio's not playing, and I've checked settings and all that in it, and everything's fine, just the audio 1 out of 5 times doesn't play. Generally what I have to do is either wait a few minutes, upload another clip from outside the library, so go into my hard drive, upload another clip or download one from Storyblocks, and for some reason that seems to just refresh, wake up, and the audio and video plays smoothly. Now again, I want to confirm here that it is buttery smooth throughout. As soon as you pop a video and you play it in real time, no issues at all, and that's 4K at 30 frames per second. I'm uploading all my videos in. The second issue is, if it's not the audio issue, I've had a couple of issues where I hit play, spacebar, and nothing happens. Nothing. So I can see that the video is rendered because those little dots that you see on the Final Cut Pro timeline, they're all smooth, which means the video is ready to play in all its glory. However, I can't. spacebar won't work, hitting the play button using the mouse won't work. Again, this time I don't have to leave it so long, maybe it's just a minute or two, not even, maybe say 40 seconds. And if I wait and I'm patient, I hit play, the whole video will play. I don't know. What I have done is I've reinstalled Final Cut Pro. I have made sure I'm on the latest version of Big Sur, which I think is 0.3. I've turned it off and on. None of this seems to work consistently. Now again, 75% of the time or 80% of the time, there is no issues. There are no issues whatsoever. Everything works perfectly. My videos are generally, including this one, are going to be between 10 and 14 minutes long. That's generally how long my review videos last. And again, that's because I incorporate unboxing with reviews. I don't just want to pump out lots of random videos. Same with this 1 month in, to be honest. I wouldn't generally always do a 1 month in because I don't know if that gives you the best use case scenario. However, I'm aware that as I got a deal on Amazon, I got the M1 Mac Mini for £660, somewhere around there. I am conscious that I have spoken to people in the comments and said that I couldn't recommend the 8GB variant enough. I want to change that slightly. I think if I had the 16GB variant, this would not be an issue. Now, even though the video is rendering, or showing me that it's rendered super quick, so it's ready to play, the fact that there's audio issues and sometimes it doesn't play leads me to believe that even though Final Cut Pro 10 is optimized, there's something going on with the unified memory of the M1 Mac Mini itself. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, and I admit that. I am probably wrong, but this is just my assumption. Now, sadly for me, I'm past any sort of like returns period, although I will look into it. I've got Apple Care, so I wonder if I could potentially swap it for a 16GB version for all the extra money. Don't know. But it's not happened the past 3 videos, so maybe the issue's fixed. Maybe Apple are constantly doing updates. Maybe they've fixed something behind the scenes, they've noticed an issue. If you have had that issue, let me know in the comments as well. That would be great. I also, since I'm making a video about 1 month in, want to talk about the M1 in general. It's been around for 6 months. Unbelievable. Geekbench performances, any article you read, M1 is smashing its Intel competition, which is great, absolutely amazing. However, again, I've mentioned this in a previous video that I'll link up here in the description. Don't upgrade if you don't need to. If you've got anything like, specifically, if you've got a 2019, 2020, any Apple variant, keep it for at least another 6 months, because by the end of this year, there will be a new variant of the M1 chip. It'll either be called M2 or M1X. Please do not buy the iMac 24-inch. Again, for the reasons I've stated before, but also for the reason that for the same price, you could have my setup. I'm not going to go into everything that I've got set up, but you can see that in the video linked again above or in description. You can effectively get yourself a 4K monitor, a much better speaker system than even the new iMac, an M1 chip, all of that for less than £1,500. And again, you can see that in the video that I created before about that. If you are looking to upgrade, hold off just 6 months. Get the M2 chip or the M1X, whatever they're going to call it. There is going to be a new, according to John Prosser, and I really like the guy, so I'm going to believe him. He's pretty accurate. There will be a new Mac Mini coming out before the end of the year. There will be a new MacBook Pro coming out before the end of the year, and all signs point to better ports, so more ports. All Thunderbolt 4 as opposed to Thunderbolt 3, so faster transfer speeds. And potentially other functionality that allows you to have more than 2 monitors or at least 2 6K displays. So hold off for now, don't be hasty. You've waited this long for the M1 chip. If you're 6 months down the line, you've not bought it, don't buy it yet. If you're specifically here because you wanted to know about the Mac Mini is phenomenal. The M1 Mac Mini really is brilliant. 99% of the time. My use case scenario with video editing, as I mentioned, using Final Cut Pro 10, which is optimized, there's been a couple of issues. Using Adobe, so through Rosetta, I've not had any issues, and they're not meant to be fully optimized yet because it's going through Rosetta 2. but everything else works absolutely perfect. Now, as many other people have done, I thought I would just do this for myself as well. If you look in the top corner, you'll see the video where I open every app on my dock. I think there's about 15 apps there, and you can see the response time. They open automatically quick. The only difference is the Final Cut Pro thing keeps on bouncing. And this is going to be the biggest hack secret that I'll probably ever tell you. So please like this video, subscribe, and comment down below if I've just saved you £300 or dollars. When you get a new Apple product, you download Final Cut Pro 10 and you get Final Cut Pro for 3 months for free. Simple. So I had a Mac, 3 months free. Bought a new Mac Mini, 3 months free. You could reset your device and download it again for 3 months free. Not that I'm condoning that, not that I'm saying you should. All I'm saying is there's no difference between the free trial version and the full version of Final Cut Pro 10. So yeah, the reason that's bouncing is because I've not clicked OK and it's telling me I've got about 60 days left in my trial version. That's been it. I just wanted to highlight a couple of small issues with the M1 chip, specifically the M1 Mac Mini 8GB, 256 gigabytes of storage. Now I know the SSD isn't the issue here, it's nothing to do with storage. I empty my device all the time. It can only be the 8GB unified RAM or an issue with my device. If it persists, I've got Apple Care, I'll contact them. The Apple customer service are phenomenal, they really are. So yeah, that's been it again. I hope you've appreciated a little bit of sunlight, a little bit of daylight. If you are stuck inside, get out. Rules are different now. Get some fresh air. Before you do though, subscribe to the channel, comment down below issues, because I have issues, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.